I'm so happy to have a few minutes with our Chief, Ron Fears, Chief of College Park Police, and a couple of questions. First of all, there are a number of things that you all have initiated that are really neat functions around here, things that are almost customized for this city. I know we've talked a little bit about alerting the police department when you're going on vacation. You have a service to check their homes.
That's right.
That's pretty neat. Tell me a little bit more about some of the other new types of command positions that you've put in place to really help and deal with traffic, to deal with crime, to deal with safety. Tell me a little bit about what your plans are for the immediate future.
I'm glad you asked that. I'm excited about the future. One of the things that we've done is that we've really increased the staffing levels in our Special Services Division. We're up to about 12 people in that Special Services Division. We realigned our police department and reorganized it, and we're doing more with less, but we're more efficient. And so what we've done now is we have Special Services Division team here, and we have our traffic unit, as you stated. We have our Special Operations Burglary Suppression teams, narcotics teams, vice, all those types of things. One of the things that we do a lot more now, and I think our citizens are starting to notice it, is that we're doing more traffic enforcement. And some of that traffic enforcement results in people getting citations. And what I'd like for our citizens to understand is that we're doing this for their protection. We're in the neighborhoods where burglaries are likely to occur, where people are likely to be assaulted or attacked, and we want to protect our citizens. So we set up these safety checkpoints in order to catch the would-be burglars before they get to our citizens. It's tried and proven, and research bears it out that where you run more safety checks, burglars are deterred, crime is reduced. And we do a lot of that now. We set up these safety point checks, and we're checking for licensing, we're checking for registration violations, and we're coming across a lot of people that are wanted. We've caught murder suspects in those nets. We've caught people that have been in stolen cars, people that have been in possession of scrap metal and other things like that. And unfortunately, sometimes we'll catch a citizen or two that violates the law themselves. And we always just hope that our citizens understand that it's a necessary evil, and it really does help in protecting them, and for us, it's an effective tool.
So if the citizens look at the bigger picture, they'll see why you have the right or the reason to set up a checkpoint at any place within our city limits.
They do, and as I said, we try to concentrate on keeping our citizens safe, as you heard me say earlier. That's our #1 priority, is keeping our citizens safe, making them feel safe, and then making sure that they don't become victims.
Now, I was with your staff just this past week, and I noticed that they are very, very determined to utilize every resource we have. We have Iron Sky cameras. I saw them use those, and we've also seen on the TV news where those cameras have come in and done a really good job for you in helping to do some interdiction or to prevent some crime. Tell me a little bit about it.
Absolutely. The Iron Sky camera system is one of the best projects that we've entered into. And we have caught a lot of criminals in the process of committing these crimes. One of the things I'm very happy to say here is that we have a person that's full-time now assigned to the Iron Sky camera who watches the Iron Sky camera. He's in there during the wee hours of the morning and at night after 12. During the daytime hours, we have some of our people that are on, maybe they're on light duty or recruits, also looking at the cameras. We have every person in the command staff with a desktop that's capable of logging into Iron Sky. Our watch commanders log into Iron Sky daily, and they monitor it. Our station officer logs into Iron Sky, and they monitor it. We have 42 laptops. 8 have already been installed in our cars that enables the officers to go to certain locations in the city and monitor the cameras. So we have the eye in the sky on the city, and that system is building. We're growing the system, and as we go down the road and we receive more grant monies or we have monies that are budgeted, we'll get more cameras. I think it's important to note that we've also have what I call ward mobile cameras. And I came up with this idea as a result of our council, who's been very gracious and supportive of the Iron Sky system, and they're also involved a lot of times in giving information to the police department that comes through me. And as I've said at some of our council meetings and some of our ward meetings, I don't much care where that information comes from. It's good information, and council has done that with me. And I have developed this concept of ward cameras. The ward cameras are mobile and portable. And we used to have a problem, a councilman would call and say, hey, I have these issues going on in the ward. Did you have a camera that could see it, Chief? And I'll go, well, it didn't happen in the area of the camera. So thinking about it, we decided that, you know what, let's get a camera that can go to where the problem is. And so we came up with the idea that we would have portable cameras. So as these complaints come in, whether they come in directly to the police department or they come in through a councilman, one of his constituents, I'm able to take that camera to the location where the complaints are, where the issues are, where the crimes may be occurring, and actually see what's going on there. So that's really going to be a great project. As we speak, tomorrow, that one of those cameras will be going up. The others will be going up shortly in the next week or two. They'll be finished, and we'll look at the data. We'll speak to council members if they have any preferences, and we'll position those cameras. But as things change, we'll change the location of those cameras. We'll be very responsive. So we're on top of things. All these different things that we have going on. There's so much to talk about. I couldn't possibly cover it here today. But I'm always glad to tell our citizens what's going on, and I hope for those viewing it will see it as positive and definitely see that their police department is hard at work protecting them.
Well, certainly something that's positive is some of the news that you've presented to us in recent months and weeks and maybe even over the year. We've had a drop in crime.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. 2010 was rough. We were in rebuilding stages. The department, and we've really turned the corner now, and our crime is reduced by 17%. We've reduced crime in every area, and we're talking about Part 1 crimes, which is your serious crimes like burglary, homicide, sexual assault, motor vehicle thefts, things of that nature that are serious crimes. We've reduced that by 17%. We're down in every area. In some areas we're down historically to levels that we've never been. So that's largely to do with the recruitment efforts that we have. Our selection process, as I've told you, is very rigorous. We've got a lot of young, aggressive officers that are very excited and very proud to serve the College Park Police Department and the citizens of College Park. So I think the city, our citizens have been demanding, and they're getting the kind of police department they want.
And they also have something that we don't necessarily talk about that much, but here's one of the really positive aspects of your police department. Your community police officers are really busy at bringing a lot of joy and pleasure to some of our senior programs. They're around town, they do delivery of meals. They have the Shop with a Cop program just past Christmas. We had them take a couple of families and shop with them and raise money to provide them with some Christmas joy. Talk a little bit about some of the duties and the reach, the outreach of your community policing officers.
Absolutely, there is none better. Our community police officers are handpicked. And they are not, just anybody can't serve in that division. You have to be well suited, you have to be even-tempered, you have to be somebody that really wants to work with people and wants to help people. And each one of those community polices from Ward 1 to 4 community police officers are very well suited for the job. As you mentioned, they have a lot of things that they do, to shop with a cop, they get involved in that. They get involved in going and attending the ward council meetings, ward meetings rather, for each councilman, and addressing the community and giving them information and to serve as a liaison for the police department and the community. I'm very proud of the officers that serve in that division. In the past, there's been those kinds of programs, but in addition to just implementing programs, they also do enforcement. They're also involved in different things that we do out here enforcement-wise, and they've taken responsibility for crime in their ward. So they'll come back a lot of times with concerns that have been explained to them at some of these meetings, and then give that information to the command staff, and we act on it. And so that may mean that we have our special operations team address those issues, or our patrol division address those issues. So they really do a lot more than just hand out candy and hug babies and do those types of things. But they are sensitive. I believe our whole department switches hats. We are enforcement, that's what we do, we're law enforcement. but also we're a community. You know, we are a community here, and all of our officers understand that we have to interact with our community. We have to be concerned with some of the issues that may not always be a law enforcement issue. It may just be a quality of life issue. It may be a street light out. It may be garbage that's left out. And we feel a responsibility, no matter what it is, to forward that information to the proper department and make sure it gets done. So community policing does a lot of things, and they do things that go far beyond just law enforcement or far beyond just providing a service for that day or that minute.
Well, Chief, thank you. Keep up the good work, and I appreciate your ambassadors, your staff. They really do a great job reaching out to the community, and I guess if we really wanted to kind of bring all of that home, it'd be great if your citizens knew your staff by name. Absolutely, and the command staff especially, we try to get them out there and to let the city understand that it's just not a one-man show. I would never presume that that my leadership is the only thing that makes this go. This is a joint effort. Everybody's involved in decision-making there at the police department. The command staff, the officers, the managers, the supervisors. We meet twice a week and we discuss strategies about the city of College Park and how we're going to serve the citizens. So it's a great team effort. I agree. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate your time, sir. All righty. Yes, sir.